Dragonborn. What a great joke.
My gosh.
We kid.
You've been saving that one.
Welcome in, everybody.
Ha ha.
Welcome in.
Ha, ha,
How
ha,
much
ha.
we have missed you. I let everybody know that we were going live before we went live. That's why they were all so prepared.
Shame, shame.
Did I mention we missed you guys? Yes, we had a wonderful holiday. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Good food, good family. Get some gifts. Give some gifts. You know, all that good stuff. The holiday cheer.
Or had some good food. Fuck gifts.
I did say food.
Dude, the
is a
food
real
was
gift.
definitely had.
I hope
Food
you
is a real
had
gift.
a festive Hooters. And,
I hate that.
you don't like that?
I don't like that word. That
Never been to a Hooters on Christmas Eve?
no.
That sounds so
Are you even a real
sad.
lesbian? Are you
No,
even a
apparently
real
not.
lesbian?
I didn't know this was a thing I had
Oh
to check
god,
off on
don't
my
even
box.
get me started about that.
We've already derailed, guys. It's going well.
He's
That is
lost
gonna
control.
be great.
He's lost control.
It's all good.
Oh,
it's all
man.
good. But yes, we are back from our vacation, and we are ready for Fancie's Fables End of Eras. We are on episode 24 tonight. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it
Go
feels
24.
like an eternity since we've seen you last. But before I get into a recap, I believe there's something of a tradition we have here. And I believe half of that tradition is me looking up a question because I did not have a question ready.
I thought you were really gonna look at us and be like, and ask a question. No, our boy's still gonna
I mean,
A tradition
we have
is
the
a
other
tradition.
with the technical difficulties.
That's true. Just wait for Syrinscape to crash on me.
I was gonna say, because we just had the holidays and traditions, maybe like for the D&D holidays, do our characters have any traditions that they do?
Oh,
You did not come up with that. I just came up with that right now. So the question...
but
That
wait,
was the biggest Timon, all energy that I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
So the question of the week is, what holiday traditions does your character have?
is there a D&D Christmas in this world, though?
Is there a D&D
You know what?
Christmas? This is a valid question.
How does, there's so many things.
This is based in the 5e current thing, and I have not looked up holidays. So we get to do whatever we want.
Okay, Dragonborn Jesus. Okay, go.
Oh.
We're making this shit up on the fly,
There's
Damn. Kane gets his own holiday.
right?
No,
we
And we just
actually
get to celebrate Kane.
we haven't
It's my
addressed
monthly
this.
tradition of keeping it T3 clit up in here.
Yes, monthly tradition of keeping it T3 clit up in here. The text to speech is on. Thank you for reminding me, Mad Money. And thank you for your resub. God, that derailed me so hard. Little did we know, Temin is actually a born-again Dragonborn. That's not funny. We're talking about Dragonborn Jesus,
doesn't
and that's
matter.
not fucking funny.
You lost it. This is all
Maybe
Mad
that's
Money's
his
fault.
extra soul that we don't know about.
God
I thought were
damn you,
being-
Mad Money.
I thought you were being genuine. I was like, really?
I was like,
Subway's
when the hell did this happen?
No, right? Like, I don't even know.
I was like, did he re-roll Temin's raid?
I know. I was like, Subrace, born again.
You know,
Warforged.
I've
No.
done some dumb stuff as a DM. I've never done that shit.
I mean, there is a reborn race now in D&D,
Oh.
where you're reanimated, but your former race kind of.
Mm.
Interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
cool.
You can choose to inherit like one trait from your former race, or you can just use the default feature, which gives you something like related to undead stuff. Pretty neat.
Dig that.
Okay, so I'm just going to come up with it right now. Each deity has a festival around their, let's say they have a date that's significant in their lore. So if you have a deity, you can say that it's around then. There are usually fall festivals and traditions that happen, and we will also say that there is a New Year festival. Those two are probably the most common you'll find anywhere that you go. So mull that over for a moment, and then, yes.
All right, I have it.
All right.
All right, so I imagine there would be some sort of very humble day, either set by Phoebe's mother, according to, because apparently she's a divine messenger, envoy, something. I forget the specifics. And she'd be like, okay, let's go pay, like, super special tribute to the one and only Eldath, and, like, they'd go to, like, this, like, kind of, like, shrine-ish thing, middle of the woods, back behind their house kind of deal, and they're like, all right, let's relocate the bees, and they would decorate the trees around the shrine with, like, beehives or relocating bees. That's their ornaments, and that's their offering. Boom. There it is.
I love it.
Honeypot style.
Very save the bees, and I love that.
Hello, bees.
I love that for them.
It's dope. Oh, next. So for the Kalishtar that Ko was around, they give praise to their respective Kori spirit. I think for Roktau being the aggressive hunter, kind of battle-driven Kori that he is, their festival kind of would have coincided with like some sort of winter solstice or something like that, where they have like nice large festivities, which include like hunting like large game, and then like this kind of trial between the warriors. And that could have been when Pai Roktau was kind of put forth as like the one who was going to take up the mantle, where they see who's more in tune with Roktau, who's more capable. And that would have been like, you know, each coming season or whatever, they start picking out who are the prodigies amongst the Roktaus and who might be the next up and coming one, the next Kobe.
Awesome.
Sorry, I had to put that out there.
Awesome.
The next Kobe.
No, but yeah, something of the sorts like that.
Perfect. I love it. That would make sense. I mean, the Kalishtar definitely are people with a rich history, and they're very much tied to one another. Yeah. All right, Temin, did the East Wind Battalion have any festival traditions?
We'll just mix them up on the fly. What's up, peeps? I would like to say that from Temin's perspective, he has observed a great deal of unique and interesting traditions, as they are mostly traveling together as a unit and away from homes on this journey, you know, serving their great pilgrimage to their god Bane. At times, they've had the chance to rest, and during winter months, they would have something called the Night of Silence, which is observed as a day of silence in honor of the great god Bane, who is so gracious as to allow them to mourn the fallen of their warrior kind. And it is during winter that, you know, travel is so limited, and it is peace. There's peace amongst all the different nations, and they have a chance to at least bury the dead and remember the fallen paladins, where they take tree branches and carve them into markers and stab them into the snow as memorials, almost like swords that represent their fallen brothers. And when the snow melts and all the trees branches fall, that is a reminder of their journey to, or their need to continue to press forward in their journey as warriors.
All right. And this is when they were unaware that the deity that they were serving was Bane. And I think a lot of these traditions actually came from Julius, the commander, as he was the human amongst you.
Indeed.
Awesome. Yeah, always got to pay respect to the fallen. All right, Kane.
Kane's easy. Kane's an idiot and an atheist, so it's just a regular Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever day it lands on. And I guess he just takes part in whatever is readily available. He doesn't like reject any holidays, but he himself does not actively go out and seek anything. He's kind of like if he's at the bar and someone's celebrating and he's welcome, he'll be in it, but he himself does not practice anything.
That's fair. I don't think that would technically be an atheist, but yes, I see what you're saying.
Well, he is kind like you know, he doesn't believe in magic and he sees it happen every fucking day. Like
Beach.
Excuse me.
So what is he doing? Just following trends? Like, is he trendy? Like,
No.
okay,
it's
so
come back.
no, we don't need him. We don't need him.
What?
Oh my God.
Who's gonna run this train? It's
You're in
Steve
charge,
Bowie.
Phoebe.
We need a conductor. Okay, everyone, I don't know how I'm going to run this, but
Just breathe. All you have to do is breathe.
okay.
Yes, yes.
How do I
yes.
breathe? I forget. I'm
You're doing
overthinking
it right now. Just
Okay.
In and out.
What'd I miss? It was like 5 seconds.
Oh, thank
I'm
God.
teaching Phoebe how to breathe.
Ah, yes, that's an important skill that a chosen would need to have. Speaking of chosen, I believe it's time for our recap. So, without going too far back, let's rewind time a little bit, and I'll fill you in on what has happened most recently in the campaign. Our party met with the Lord's Alliance. This is everybody left in power who has unified along with the Lords of Waterdeep, with their sole goal being the protection of the Sword Coast. All right? The likes of which involve Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Greenwood, and a few other powers. This meeting was important as it signified who could be an ally and who would not be an ally in the coming battle against the Zentarim's growing forces. Forces which now have mechanical constructs, ones very similar to our own Temin, which have been revealed to be a Warforged army. And how a Warforged army can exist in a land of Faerun when they are from somewhere as completely different as Eberron is still a question yet to be answered. Regardless, in their path to gain alliances, Kane recalls a certain group that follows very stoutly to the commands of one title. So the party heads down to Skullport, hidden beneath Waterdeep, in order to find out how to gain the alliance of the thieves and pirates down there, for their steel is going to be as important as anyone else's in the coming days. Meeting with his old friend Algernon, a plan is hatched to infiltrate Skull Fortress within Skullport and claim the title of Xanathar for himself. While this plan is being hatched, the party, as they often do before and after a major quest, are at the Champion's Estate in Waterdeep, settling in for some rest before the next day. Now, while all this was going on, and in fact since the very beginning of this campaign, there's also another story, very important, happening in the Sword Coast. This story follows a small group, both in stature and in size. And dear Bullet is going to fill us in on what has been happening in the campaign of Small Hopes.
Well, on the other side of the world. Just kidding. Still in the same
Not that far.
locale. No.
Bring it back.
Well, looking back at the Sunless Citadel, where our companions from End of Eras have once visited, a group of kobolds, amongst them a few unique individuals, Yolk, Meepo, Ska, and even a goblin named Nazan had run into enemy scouts of the Zentarim who had sought out the Sunless Citadel due to word from Zin. And with the attack on the Sunless Citadel, many of the kobolds were killed, and the queen and her little 3 kobold companions and Nazan made an escape through a little secret passage within the Sunless Citadel before Calcrix, who was with them, was found and taken by the Zentarim. As they had met with Leiral after meeting some messengers from Waterdeep, they found some sort of refuge while she stayed behind, and the 3 kobolds and their goblin companion had continued on their journey, now looking for Calcrix and any clues and any help that they may possibly be able to get from past comrades such as Kane and company. After returning to or tracing their steps and finding their way to Baldur's Gate, they had run into a unique rat-like fellow who had led them to an interesting place where they might be able to find more information. And in such a place, they were able to come across a metallic-like slime and even what appeared to be a prototype of some kind of warforged and notes. And as the little rat-like fellow escaped, they found themselves now in the possession of a book with notes on how to build a homunculus. And that is where we are today.
All right. So even the most interesting of things can be found in the smallest of places. And I have a feeling that's not the last we're going to hear of our little scaly friends. But for now, we are going to begin this next episode of End of Eros. Within the champion's estate of Waterdeep, our party settles in for the night to get their rest before they head back into Skullport to see how they can conquer this Xanathar. After they've eaten and they settle in for the night, Temin dons his nightcap, a interesting magic item that seems to grant him the ability to have night visions, or dreams, which he, as a Warforged, is incapable of having. The night passes, and in the morning, Kane, you begin to stir. You feel a warmth around you. And as you begin to rise from your bed, you see that the hearth is alit. And there is something different about your room. The decor in here has changed, seemingly overnight. There's more tapestry. Then you feel the linen on which you lay much more silky. And then an aroma hits your senses. This sweet smell. A perfume. A very familiar perfume. As you go to sit up, Kane, a hand touches your chest. Oh, is it time already, dear? And you turn and see Galandra laying in your bed.
So sorry, I was waiting for Kelp's reaction more than my own reaction. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get back on track. I gotta get into it. Kelvin's throwing me, man. All right.
Come on, this is super serious stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's super serious. It's super serious. I got this. Okay, so we all love Galandra. I remember that. So she's turning red. She's turning red, people. Okay. Okay. All right. So I wake up and I'm not in my room. And I am next to
Well, you are in your room.
my room that I'm in the castle.
Yeah, in the champion's estate. The layout's still the same. It's just
Whoa.
decorated.
I'm gonna sit up like super fast and be like, Galandra? Like,
What? I suppose we should start getting ready. I mean, the party will start in a few hours.
no. Getting ready for what? Where? I'm gonna like kind of pat myself. Like, what am I wearing? What's around me? What's?
Yeah. As you feel around yourself, I mean, you're wearing what you wore the night before. And as your hands come up to your neck, you feel your scaly flesh. No collar.
I'm gonna like rip the blankets off and jump up and be like just like shocked.
What is the matter? What's happening? Galandra now sits up in the bed, very concerned.
I'm just gonna reach down real quick and like, can I grab her? Is she like physically real?
She's there.
I'm gonna let her go immediately. Like, once I realize she's real, I'm just letting her go. I'm gonna step off the bed. I'm kind of pacing. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the door. I'm gonna open the door.
Okay. She's very... Kane, you're worrying me. Are you okay? Slow down. Maybe you should get something to drink. And as you barge away from her and you reach for the door handle, you grab it and it melts in your hand, turning into liquid, and falls to the ground.
No.
As you turn around, back into the room, everything around you swirls, and you see this jutting of furniture just sticking out from the ground and coming into place as people begin to fade into your vision. Suddenly, you're at a party. People around you laugh. They share drinks and food. They're all wearing masks in their best finery.
Obviously, I don't recognize any of these people. Do I see anybody I recognize?
Not so far as you... Well, you believe that's the owner of a high establishment. Like, you recognize people, being the man that you are. So you know that there are high figureheads at this party. You know they usually have a style that they wear or a favorite mask. You look down and you note that you are also in very fine garb. Not your typical armor or leathers or relaxed garb. This is finery. It reminds you of something Galandra once picked out for you.
I'm gonna run over to somebody even if I remotely recognize them. Like, it doesn't even matter if I recognize them at this point or not.
All right. You, you know a merchant, Bellic.
Bellic. I'm gonna kind of grab him and like kind of slouch down, trying to make myself smaller. What is going on here exactly? Like, where's party? Where's everybody? What is going on?
He turns around, his drink sloshing. What? Oh, somebody's been hitting the sauce too hard. Oh.
I'm gonna kind of stand back upright and look around. Do I see Galandra parading around anywhere?
Yes, so you stand up and you look around again, and you're trying to find Galandra. You see her hanging on somebody's shoulder, laughing, her mask on her face.
I'm gonna go over to her and kind of like usher her away. Like I'm literally taking her by force away.
As you grab Galandra's arm to pull her away, you begin to step, and suddenly snakes are crawling up your arm and wrapping themselves around your body and your neck.
What the Galandra? Like I'm gonna try and like pull at the snakes and like call her like Galandra. I need your attention right now.
And as you call out to her, we're going to switch away.
Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I must allow it. I'm just a player.
Phoebe, you begin to awaken in the morning. You feel rested. You feel as though you have slept the whole night, but no sun greets you at the window to welcome you to a new day.
That's what I was thinking too. There's no sun. There's
Well,
could be
as you are waking up, you go to grab Booker, and he is not there.
he's gonna come back.
In fact, as you look about your room, everything has this tangible coldness to it, as though nothing has been in there for a long time. It's as dark as if it were midnight.
Booker, did I drop you? And she's gonna like go to both sides of the bed, and she's just gonna peer over and under the bed, and
Yeah, as you get up and begin to look around the room, and you look under the bed, you don't see Booker anywhere. And as you're looking under the bed, you see wooden legs. In fact, they look familiar. Those look like the dining room table chair legs. And as you go to look up from under the bed, you note that you are in the dining hall of the estate.
oh, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, that's new. And she's gonna look around and see if anyone is there.
It is silent.
Sebastian? Sarah? Is anyone here? I'm sorry if I interrupted breakfast, or oh my gosh, they could be sleeping and I'm being too loud. Okay. She's gonna cast light to see if
Okay.
she can.
Yep. You go to cast light and nothing happens.
Okay. Okay.
Then you hear in the distance, maybe another room? There's a commotion. It sounds like somebody's in a scuffle.
She's sprinting. She's sprinting there.
You start running there, and you open the door out of the dining hall, and you take one step, and your foot feels stuck, and you stumble forward to the second step, and your second foot feels stuck. And as you pull your first foot, it feels like just this sinking, pulling force, pulling you into the wooden floor itself. And as you see, as it disappears up to your knee, and your other leg starts to sink in as well, all sound around you becomes just the sound of your heartbeat pounding in your ears as the ground begins to swallow you. You then find yourself under the covers.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, breathe. It's okay. It's just a nightmare. Those happen. Happy thoughts, honey pots. Booker. And she's gonna look for Booker.
All right. You continue your search and you hear a whispering sound. And as you stop to ponder the sound and you turn to the dark hallway, you are now completely enveloped in darkness. Holding your hand up, you can faintly see it, as if by some distant moonlight. But you see nothing around you, and you feel nothing around you. And you have that feeling inside of you as though you're standing right on the edge of some great expanse.
Okay. And what am I wearing?
Whatever you wore to bed.
Whatever I wore to bed. Okay, little Phoebe nightgown. Okay. She's just kind of gonna like step out and like see like if there's like a surface beneath it in front of her.
Yeah. You take a step and you begin falling.
Oh.
And we are going to switch now. Sun-bleached sand kicks up, a whirlwind of dust left in the wake of an infernal war machine. A unique item, crafted in a land unknown to the Sword Coast, all of Faerun and Toril. Thick black plumes of smoke kick out from this infernal contraption as it speeds through the deserts of Eberron. Ko, your hands are white-knuckled, steering this infernal machine, recently acquired from your enemies. The roar of the engine fills your body with the tremors and shakes of the speed and power at which you are flying forward.
Where am I heading?
You feel a hand touch your shoulder. They're going to pay, brother. Pay for everything they've done to us. As you turn to look, you see Pai. Pai Raktau, his hand firm upon your shoulder. We should be approaching the inspired citadel in just a few minutes.
I kind of like breathe to steady myself. And I give like a nod of acknowledgement. They will pay.
Pai crosses his arms. Not many Kalistar left. Only you and I share the Raktau blood now. It was a shame what happened. Massive ball of energy. I'm amazed that you made it out.
A shame indeed. Yeah, I'm surprised either of us are alive right now.
Well, let's hope our enemy is as surprised as we are.
Agreed.
You feel another surge of energy as more fuel is put into the war machine. You hear someone call up from below. We're running out of resources. And then you see, on the horizon, the massive citadel. The place which the Inspired have called their home. And from which they have planned many campaigns against your kind.
I'm gonna reach down to grab like one of my daggers and kind of just like twirl it between my fingers, kind of just like that little fixation as I'm like trying to focus my mind on what's in front of me.
Okay. As you continue to rush forward, you feel the vibration of the machine, and then all over your body where you're feeling this vibration, you start to feel these pins and needles. And you aren't sure what it is, but you feel your arms start to come off of the steering and pull back as this pins and needle feeling turns into a electrifying spasm. As you close your eyes and open them again, the hot desert sun is gone, replaced now by eerie green flame as you are restrained, captive. Blood slowly drips from many wounds, and as you slowly turn your head, you see, chained up just as yourself, Pyraktau.
I'll like immediately like through our telepathy, just like pie.
You see he slowly picks up his head, blood dripping from his mouth, and he looks at you and puts his head back down in defeat.
No. It's not over. Look up. Look at me.
You hear the sound of a heavy iron door unlock and begin to swing open. And now we will switch. One second.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Take it, Kelp.
You ever find yourself in a never-ending nightmare and have no idea what's going on?
Good. So you too.
You too can wake the hell up.
With these delicious baked zucchini
What?
crackers from Geke's shop. Not only do they restore 2 hit points, but they also give you +1 to any Constitution saving throw and Wisdom saving throws for the next 24 hours.
With nightmares like these, you're definitely gonna need them, folks, and they're selling hot right now. What's that? Just kidding. We just got a call saying we're all sold out. Looks like these 4 idiots bought all of them.
And now, back to our regular scheduled programming. Thank you.
What did I miss? I should have muted you assholes.
Nothing at all.
All right. Temin. You stand amidst a fire. The building around you is currently ablaze with a hot energy. Lumber falls down, and the crackling ember graces across your metal body. You hold your twin blades in your hands. They are dripping with fresh blood. As you look around, the only thing in sight is burning lumber. And as you look up, only thick black clouds fill the sky.
The deed is done.
You hear a voice call out to you from outside of this burning structure. You can't recognize it, but you know it's calling for you.
I begin to move towards the sound.
Okay. As you start walking towards it, you move past one burning wall, around another, through a doorway, and there's just more burning lumber. And as you continue moving, you feel just this grinding nature to your joints. You can hear this audible creak and groan as you continue to move through. And then the fire begins to grow hotter and larger around you. You hear the voice call out again. You hear quite audibly now your name. But it is a distraught voice. Small. It's Phoebe.
Phoebe! Phoebe! Where are you?
You hear her call out your name again, but you can't place the sound amidst the roaring of the fire. As you struggle and force your body to continue to move, you see amidst every joint between your fingers, wrists, elbows, rust grows over your metal body.
No! No! Phoebe, are you out there?
Then, rain begins to fall, and all within your vision is smoke. You feel trapped. One hand reaching out towards the sound, frozen where you are. As the rain continues to fall, you are enveloped completely by the smoke, no longer standing, but floating. And out through the out through the smoke, another hand reaches back out, charred, blackened, a small hand, before falling away. You hear a voice. If you wish to save them, you need only power. I can give you this power. Take it and do what you must.
At what cost?
At no cost you aren't capable of paying.
Julius has already paid the cost. The rest of the East Wind Battalion has already paid the cost. I will not let Kane, Phoebe, and Co. pay the cost for power that I seek.
After a moment, you then feel your joints loosen back up. And you are standing up to your knees in a dark water. As you turn around to look, all the way to the horizon, you are in this water. As far as the eye can see. A ghostly ethereal light illuminates small ripples emanating from where you stand. You then hear a voice behind you. Oh, but they have paid. And as you turn, you see from this ethereal light, reflected from the water, on a metal body. And it begins to charge you. And now we will switch once more. Kane. Constricted by snakes. You fight and writhe against their squeezing, and as you try and pull them off of you, they continue to pull your arms back. And then the more you thrash, the more they begin to just fade away, until you see you're on the floor of the party. People all around you, looking down, laughing and pointing. Their faces twisted and grotesque in these sneers. The masks that they were wearing are now them. Their bodies misshapen and horrid. Though the music continues to drone.
I'm gonna get up and push through the first layer of the crowd and look for Galandra.
All right. You continue to search for her. And then you hear the sound of shattering glass. And everything falls silent. Nothing around you changes. Still, people are laughing, sharing drinks. Still grotesque in their forms, but no sound is coming to your ears. And then the color begins to fade from everything around you. The saturation pulled out, like the life. As you turn around to look and gain some understanding of what is happening, one figure has not lost its color. Sitting in a chair in the corner of the room, just past a few patrons, is a body.
I'm breathing like really heavily. I'm just like really amped up. I want answers. I don't know where I am. I obviously don't know what else to do. I'm going to start approaching this figure cautiously, but like obviously I am stuck.
Mm-hmm. As you approach the figure, you notice it's a corpse, sunken and withered with time, the skin pulled back, revealing the teeth, the eyes sunken in, long gone. The fingers just these bony nubs, a gray hue to the flesh, but the armor and clothing still just as fine as the day it were made. The body sits in the chair, relaxed, a hand on its chin. And as you approach, it looks at you. You hear the cracking of bones and the snapping of dried flesh as it turns. Ah. Kane. It looks at you with sunken, dark eyes.
Who are you? Where am I? What the hell did you do here?
I've done nothing here.
Why am I here?
I could ask you the same.
I look at him just with so much anger and like distraught.
You notice something as you look at him. His neck. Upon it sits the champion's collar. I know no more than you as to where or when or why we are.
I'm gonna, you son of a bitch, and I'm gonna like lunge forward.
Okay. You going for his throat?
Yeah, I'll go and grab the collar.
All right. So you lunge forward towards this corpse, and you grab at the collar and his throat, and as the chair falls back, you both plunge into this abyss. You feel this suffocating pressure everywhere around you, but you're holding on to him as you feel yourselves just falling through this viscous nature until you slowly begin to settle on a surface. In the distance, in the darkness, you see a weak sun, orangish in hue, the light not very vibrant, and you can see the licking of flame off of its edges. But the sun is cut in half by the horizon. The corpse pulls your hands off of him. Kane, you know who I am. I'm Ash. I'm a part of you now.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm here. He pulls off the collar and he throws it at you, and you feel it clamp onto your throat. That is you, is it not?
Listen, I'm not supposed to be here. I need to go find my friends and my party. I have something to be doing right now, and not dealing with this. This is not something that I have time for. You are doing something and need to let me out of here.
I've not brought you here, Kane. But we are both trapped here together.
I've never even heard of an Ash. I don't know who Ash is. There's no reason that you and I are here together.
You wanted a simpler name. I gave you a simpler name. Ash. I am the entity, that which lives within the collar. This, you hear snapping of bones and flesh again, was my previous form. And you are my new one. And it is your quest for your friends that reveals your true nature. That's why the collar chose you. You're aware of that, right?
I don't know anything about this damn thing, except for the people of Waterdeep have a big idea of it. I've got a job to do. And I'd rather not be here chatting with you, because I have a feeling that... I don't know, Ash. I don't know if we get along.
Well, then we can just sit here in silence until whomever has us releases us. You hear more snapping and grotesque sounds as he sits on this void ground.
I'm gonna go grab at the collar. It's on my neck now.
It's there.
All right, listen. You might be able to lay back and accept whatever happened to you. You might be the person who wore this before me, but you are not a part of me.
So does that make you a part of me? You see his form changes. He's now a strong young woman. She appears to be a genasi. Fiery red-hued skin. I have been many people, and many people have been me. Through all of time and all my journeys, the collar has chosen. And now it has chosen you. I do not make this choice. The form then shifts back to that of the decayed man. The previous owner made quite a name for himself in the city. Thus, its current name, the Champion's Collar. It's been known by many things before, but what matters for you, Kane, is its curse. The Champion's Collar picks a specific kind of person. Yes, you must be pure of heart. And that is hard to come by. But you also must possess the capability to act. I'm sure there's another you know of who is pure. But she does not possess the capability that you do. And so it has chosen you. It has amassed through time all this great power and knowledge and all these entities. And you see, as he begins to become impassioned in his speech, the flesh begins to renew. With it, you can do a great many things. Things you never thought possible, things never done before. But no, you will die. You are not immortal with this power. And the guarantee is that one day a new owner will be chosen.
You all just like to keep reminding me that I'm gonna die for this, right?
What is this? What is it you're dying for, Kane?
You've said your piece. Now, we need to go. I need to leave.
As I told you, I'm not holding you here.
I'm gonna like kind of grip my hands and be like, it sure feels like it. And I'm gonna look at the light.
You turn your head to look at the orange, fiery ball. It has now risen some against the horizon and sits full ahead of you. You feel yourself shake and convulse as you stare at it, and it begins to grow brighter and brighter in your eyes. Then you hear a voice. Master, champion, wake up! Sebastian holds a lantern above you, shaking you awake.
I'm gonna like snap up. Like just sit up like the Undertaker.
Oh, I'm glad to see you're back. He places the lantern on the bedside table. You're all right. You're here. This is real. I promise you. Here, I've already made you some tea.
Where are the others? Where is everybody?
They are all asleep. They will be woken in a moment.
No. That wasn't just a dream. Sebastian, how did you know that I...
It's all right. Take the tea, please, Master.
I'm gonna sit on the side of my bed and drink the tea.
I will explain everything, I promise you. But they must be woken when they are ready. We will all meet in the foyer. I've already started the fire. It is warming the room now.
I'm gonna get up and start pacing. You go and you stay close to them so when they wake up they have somebody with them. I'll take my tea and go to the foyer. I don't need any coddling. I'll be fine.
I know.
I didn't need a moment, but please make sure everybody else is okay.
I know. Oh, and here. He hands you a blue scarf. I know you don't need coddling.
I'll gladly put it on. I will gladly put it on.
Sebastian then takes his lantern, does a half bow, and crosses to the hall. Phoebe. A voice speaks to you through the whispers. A soft, kind voice. Now, what is it you want, dear?
What do you mean? I don't know where I am. I'm dreaming. I'd like to wake up.
Well, what is it you're looking for? Perhaps I can help you.
Well, it's a very open-ended question. What am I looking for? Booker. I'm looking for Booker.
Okay. And who else?
Well, we're looking for everyone. Kane, Temin, Ko, Sebastian, Sarah, anyone. Looking for anyone, really.
Oh. You're looking for your friends.
Of course. I want to make sure they're okay.
Then I'll bring you to them.
Who are you?
Silence. A door ahead of you appears and swings open.
I'm gonna kind of look at it from a distance and take a big breath and just start carefully walking towards it.
As you step in, you hear the sound of ghoulish laughter. And voices calling out. You can't do anything. Look at you. You're so feeble. You're so weak. She doesn't even have magic. She can't help them.
Yeah, yes, I can. I know a lot about medicinal herbs and treatments and words always help. It doesn't always have to be something physical.
Words? Speak to this one, then. And then things around you begin to take form. You see, down at the ground, the stone covered in blood. Limbs strewn about. And a shadowy figure picks up a head and holds it in front of you. Yes, yes, use your words. That will save them.
She's gonna look away. She has to look away.
In the midst of the grotesque bodies, one form begins to rise, dripping and oozing with blood. One of the shadows comes into form, kneeling, bound and gagged. It's Ko. The bloody figure then slowly points at Ko, and you see a beam of light shoot from his finger.
No. And she's just gonna sprint. She's gonna sprint for Ko.
The shadow figures grab your arms and legs and pull you back, hoisting you into the air. You're gonna watch, because you can do nothing.
No. I can always do something.
As Ko slumps over. On the other side, you see another form come into view. Temin.
Let me go! Let me go! Let me go to them, please!
The bloody form raises its other arm and points slowly at Temin. Another beam of light. And what will you do? Anything? Anything at all?
She's gonna struggle.
You just hear the mocking laughter.
She's looking around for anything that's on her person, on the ground, like these people, she's looking for anything.
The form begins to walk forward. And as it comes into more view, its face is that of death. And it continues to walk. You see its legs passing through anything that stands in front of it, as if it weren't even there. It continues unimpeded. I think you're about to be next.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Bring them back. You have to bring them back. I don't care if it's me.
And then it raises its hand to your face. And in the center of its palm glows a light. You then hear again in your ear, "What will you do?" Phoebe, wake up! Sebastian stands over you with a lantern. Phoebe. Oh, thank goodness.
Is this real?
Yes, I am real. He puts the lantern down and embraces you in a hug.
She's just gonna start sobbing.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay. You're alright. None of it was real. Everyone is okay.
Are they? Are they really?
Yes. Here. Have some milk and honey.
She reaches out and she takes it.
Just take a breath. Here's Booker.
Okay.
Kane is in the foyer.
Okay.
He's waiting for you. I have to wake the others, okay? All right. You'll be all right.
She's just gonna take her milk and honey and make sure she has Booker, and she's gonna shoot out of bed and head straight for Kane where he is.
All right. Sebastian leaves the room with you. Co. As you are held up, chained, the door swings open. And you see 3 inspired enter the room with you. They are garbed in armor, and they hold weapons and torture devices in their hands. Stepping up to you, one of them looks you over, looking at the scars and wounds placed upon your body. This one's close. How about that one? Another one looks over Pi. The body wanes, but the mind He won't give up so easy. His connection is too strong. The third one then speaks. Let's try one more time. Let us help inspire these boys to the right side of things. You are then pierced with some metallic device. It is cold and then hot, and then you feel that an electrifying tingle again surge through your body, the pins and needles in every single nerve. Pi cries out next to you as they do the same to him. This electrifying sensation then enters into your head and your mind, and you feel your thoughts begin to blur. It's as if you can't focus on even that which is ahead of you. Then you hear a voice enter your mind. You will join us.
I'm like gritting my teeth physically, trying to like, maintain my physical composure. And mentally at the same time, I think being a telepathic creature, the mental fortitude to try to like push out thoughts kind of exists naturally. And I'd be like trying to like push other people's input out of my mind as much as I can. Just like
as you continue to push, this apparatus that you're strapped to then tilts and falls backwards, and you find yourself spinning, careening through space, everything around you twisting and reshaping, lights and shattered forms all around you, different colors, different sensations. And the voice speaks up again. Were you not told? You're the only ones left. You failed. The best thing you can do for yourself now is to join us.
I will reply telepathically. We are Rocktails. No one else's.
Yes. Well, Rock Tau will be ours. So what would that make you?
Kind of just like focus on the previous task of trying to hold composure.
Everything around you continues to careen. Did you really think that you could lead them in this fight? I will say it was quite the sight. You riding up so brazenly, as if fate was on your side. But now look at you. You're weak, and you're dying. Suddenly things stop twisting, and the sudden jolt is somehow worse than the beginning of when you had begun twisting. You're back in the room. You're weak. We can make you stronger. We can make you what you were meant to be.
Kind of like tilt my head forward and look over to where Pi was or is. Does he still kind of look slumped and defeated?
He's writhing in pain right now.
Oh, yeah. I'll look up to whichever one of the inspired is like in front of me. While I'm looking up at them, I'll try to like mentally reach out to Rokta.
Ah. Perfect. You then hear a sickening as a blade is run across Pie's throat. You then see this bluish spirit tendril exit his body. This astral shape of a wolf appears above you and then enters into you. You hear the deep guttural growl of Roktau. You. No. You. And then, in your mind, you see Roktau stand before you, great and powerful in his blue form, as he begins to falter and shimmer. And then his color begins to dull until he is just a placid white. You hear the Inspired's voice once more. Ah. Welcome, brother. You now see yourself, Ko, as if you were a rat crawling on the ground in this very cell. You see yourself chained, then unchained. And as you stand there, blood dripping from your fresh wounds, you look up. Your eyes glow green.
What's happening? What? I kind of like try to speak from my little rat form.
As you try to speak, you hear this screech, this cry, this rodent scream.
This is wrong. This is wrong. And I'll try to reach out to Roktau again.
There is no thoughts but your own. You then see yourself look down at you, aware of your small presence, and you smile.
Oh no, I'm gonna get squashed.
You then hear a voice. Ko! Ko! You feel yourself shake. Ko, come back to me. Wake up.
Eyes just kind of like blast open, bright blue, and I think there's like kind of just like that kind of telekinetic kind of force emanating.
Yeah. Sebastian takes a few steps. You're all right. You're all right.
What was that?
You're okay.
Kind of like slow my breathing, like still just laying back on the bed, kind of just looking up at the ceiling. And then I'll like slowly lean up. What is going on?
There's it'll be easier to explain with all of you. Just know that you're all right, okay? The others are safe. None of that was real. Here, have some tea.
I'll hold the tea, but I won't sip it.
I'll hold your tea.
And while like he's like saying, things will be clear when everything else comes to whatever, I immediately tried to like sense Roktau like within me, connected to my mind, etc.
You feel Roktau's presence.
With the confirmation, I think the breathing kind of returns to like a normal pace,
Hmm.
or closer to a normal pace.
Kane and Phoebe are in the
And
foyer.
I'll sip. All right. I'll be there. I'll be out in a moment.
Okay. I must get Temin. He then grabs the lantern and exits the room. Temin. In the watery expanse, this metallic figure in the distance now charges towards you. At first, you see its large, hulking form. And you're certain you know who this is. But as it gets closer, its form isn't so large, and there's some recognition in his make. Temin, you are charging at yourself. Or being charged at by yourself. The water around you now ripples, waves, splashes at the force of this other you charging. You see red specks of it getting sloshed onto his metal. This isn't dark water you stand in, but blood. Blood spilt by many campaigns.
I know this place. Julius has spoken of it.
Julius was a coward. The other you brandishes 2 swords.
He was not a coward. He was brave. And he fought and protected.
He then attacks you.
In an almost turtle-like stance, I take my 2 blades and I stab it into the ground. And I actually lunge forward and tackle him.
Awesome. You catch him off guard as you both fly backwards into this liquid and you plunge deep into it. You see bubbles coming off of both of you as air escapes through your metal forms. But you feel loose, as if you fall through the air. He struggles to get you off of him and then cracks you in the face with a strong punch.
I take it.
All right.
And I try to reach up and grab his blades and knock away reach up and grab his blades and push him aside.
All right. You both now continue to sink lower. As you go blow for blow, you notice something. On his chest, where the Eastwind Battalion sits on you, the mark of Bane sits on him. I am what you were meant to be. He then headbutts you and rotates to get the advantage.
That is what you believe. But Julius has shown me the way. I have a choice. I am what I am meant to be, not what others tell me to be. And I headbutt right back.
Nice. As you headbutt back, you see he just shatters into countless pieces, shards of metal, and then your falling is suddenly stopped as you land hard on a surface on your back. You get back up. You are now surrounded by a battlefield. Countless blades, shields, bodies lay strewn about the battlefield. But as you look, you see metal forms, warforged, strewn across this battlefield as well. Certainly no battle you know of.
This place. Is it my future?
You then hear the sound of metal scraping against metal behind you. And as you turn around, you see a mound of bodies. A red light descending down upon it. You see standing up from it a metal figure. Your other you, Bane, now the symbol completely covering his chest. The metal sound is that of Julius's greatsword being pulled out, blood fresh dripping from it. The mound of bodies that he stands upon are your allies. This is what you were meant to be. He then jumps, bringing the sword down towards you.
And looking at him, I embraced it, open arms, and I run at him and take the greatsword through the chest and pull him towards me.
Okay. He plunges you through, and you hear the grating sound of metal. You see this oily black blood spew out of it as the sword is thrust completely through, and you pull him closer towards you. Eye to eye, his glowing green, yours glowing in turn.
I know what you are, and I accept that you are a part of me. You are the dark part of me that lingers, but I will not reject you. You and I are the same, but we do not have to fight for Bane.
This is what you were made for. You do not exist, but to serve Bane. He then brings you in closer as well, and your two forms become one. Your hands are now that of a bluish steel, your form much larger. You recognize, even in first person, you are looking through the eyes of Ardea. Down at your feet, you see your own corpse. Though not destroyed in battle, a husk, a shell you once inhabited. And as you look to the skies, you see a swirling darkness. A green electricity sparks through the air and comes down, crashing hard. Many tendrils of electricity branch out, and from it rise countless armies of Warforged.
No, this isn't what it's meant to be. And I go into a rage and I call upon you, my brothers of the East Wind Battalion.
Okay. As you do so, suddenly everything around you changes. You're back in the champion's estate. Sebastian has your nightcap in his hand and a lantern in the other as you call out for your brethren. Suddenly, Sebastian is thrust back with a strong force of energy, and they are standing at the ready beside you are your Warforged brethren before they fade away like ghosts.
Temmon, are you okay?
Oh, Sebastian, I am sorry.
You're all right. You're all right. Everything's fine now. He gets up and brushes himself off. I had a real trouble of a time waking you. I'm not sure what this was, but it seems to have fixed it. He places the cap on the bed.
It was a nightmare, I believe it is called.
Yes, it's something like that. I'll explain it to you and the others. Are you okay? Is there anything I can get you?
I tap myself and go, I seem to be physically okay.
Yes. Good.
Where is Phoebe and the others?
Phoebe and the others are in the foyer.
Are they bloody?
No, they're all right. All of it wasn't real.
And he just reaches out and just pokes Sebastian on the head. Are you real?
Yeah, yes. I'm very much real.
All right. Lead the way.
Okay. In the foyer of the champion's estate, come together our 4 heroes.
Whoa. I need to make one point before you bring us all together.
Before.
Kane will not be able to contain himself once he sees Phoebe. He is going to run and be like, thank everything that is still alive. You are fine. And he is going to like rush over and give her a really big hug and be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Is everything okay? Like,
She's gonna wrap her arms around Kane, and she like got in the sobbing together, but then it came back as soon as she saw Kane. That was horrible. I don't know what it was. I don't ever want to see it again. It was awful. Kane.
okay, I know. I'm gonna hold on to her. She's my baby now. I'm picking her up. I am walking with her like a child.
Okay. Then Ko enters the room shortly after.
Just got my tea in my hand. I'm just like walking, just looking down into the teacup, just like, what the fuck is going on?
Me and Phoebe are there to greet him. Phoebe is now eye level with people. It is a treat.
Yes, yeah. Kane is holding Phoebe.
Hello. Did either of you two also have some weird
I'm
shit
just gonna
going on?
I'm gonna just nod. Yes, nodding.
I think weird is an understatement.
Yes. Where the hell is Sebastian and Temin?
How does Sebastian know what's going on?
We'll find that out when he gets back. Are you okay, Ko?
I'm not sure. No.
Yeah, I feel like we all are a little rattled, but we should find some comfort in the fact that it was just a dream,
Was
a
it, though?
nightmare.
Was it?
That would actually be even more alarming for me, considering I don't dream.
Well, neither does Temin.
I'm gonna like sip my tea and keep walking past them. Like, there's a great mystery that needs to be solved. My mind is really just like focused on this shit.
Yeah. Lorasi is there as well. And shortly after, Temin enters with Sebastian.
I'm gonna let Phoebe down so she can. I know she loves Temin, so go.
Temin is gonna rush in, and then come in and immediately slam his head to the floor and like bow to everyone.
Just like prostrate himself.
I imagine like Phoebe's like full force running, and then Temin just hits the ground and starts bowing, and she's like right in front of him.
Like
I
slams
guess.
his head.
Another step, she would have been crushed.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
I'm gonna.
I killed you all. I saw you. I don't know why, but I am sorry.
She's gonna walk over and she's gonna take his big old metal head in her hands and she's gonna pick his head up off the ground. She's like, look at him. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. We're all still here. We're all okay. That's how it's supposed to be.
I'm gonna walk behind her, crouch down behind her, and lean over and say, well, if you killed us all, you did a really shitty job, because I'm still feeling pretty alive right now.
He's just gonna reach out and poke Kane.
Dragon meat.
Alive. And also, like, just hugging Phoebe. Alive.
Hmm? You are too.
Cool.
Go.
Yes,
alive.
I'm alive.
Go.
It is like he's sitting down now, just like, what the fuck is going on? And sipping his tea. He needs answers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Sebastian then stands there in front of all of you. Oh. Well, where to begin?
Anytime now, Sebastian. I really need answers. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, you could start explaining what the hell it was and why we all had a nightmare in the same night and you just happened to be there for all of us.
Well, everyone experienced that in their own way. Everyone with the capability of having some kind of dream or meditative state. I believe that a god has died.
What do you mean? Which one?
And why exactly does that? What does that have to do with what we experienced?
Each god holds a portfolio. This is their domain, as we know. Dreams, however, are shared by all gods. Something like this to have occurred would require something quite violent to have occurred in the domain of dreams. Anyone with a connection to the gods can feel there has been a change in that power.
I look over to Lorasi and like,
He gives you the same look back, like,
the fuck did he just say, old man? All right.
As for why I know any of this, well, you'll just have to trust that I am one hell of a butler.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on Phoebe during this whole thing, because, yeah.
I want to insight check Sebastian
Okay. What do you,
to glean, like, if what, like, obviously there's more to him, but to glean if it seems like, oh, like, yeah, I'm a butler and I have some other shit on the side, or like the butler shit is it might as well not exist at all. Like, he does this for fun for some fucked up reason or something. I don't know. I feel like this is a ruse. He's trying in too much mystery.
I would say, from what you know of Sebastian, and then adding this whole scenario on top of it, you get the feeling that he is a butler. He does all the butler duties, and you haven't really seen him leave the estate.
We've never seen him cook properly either.
Your
Food
eyes
disappears.
have not witnessed him cook. That's true. But if you're thinking he has any mischievous nature, you're not able to glean that from him. He seems quite sincere.
Damn, he's very good at his job. You say sincerity, I say he's a fucking master manipulator.
Phoebe's
He's
gonna
sus.
clutch her pendant and look at Sebastian. Sebastian, which do we know which one? Do we...
Not yet. We'll have to wait and see. But this isn't good.
No. Is Sarah still staying here? Did she go home? Is she okay?
Sarah did not stay here last night.
Okay.
But I'm certain that we all will be feeling this for the next few days.
I'm gonna get up. I think I'm going to go talk to Julius.
Okay.
I will need some time.
All right. Well,
Sebastian.
before you leave, Timon, sorry, just a moment. I think it's important that I tell you all what you experienced in these nightmares. While they did not happen, while it wasn't technically
Purple.
real, they had a purpose. Cain, you are not selfish, yet you were stuck in many situations that you were not able to help people. You were faced with somebody from the past that you are no longer associated with. But that just shows how you've grown and who you are now and where your priorities lie. And you should trust that. Phoebe, you do have the ability to protect. However, it is important that you understand that evil must be put down and cannot always be reasoned with. Co, being a leader is something that takes time and trust. Not just trust from others, but trust in yourself. And if you are lacking that trust, then you are weak in self. I do not believe that you will be corrupted, but I do believe that there is a lot here that you must focus on. And Temmin, I know not of your origin. I know not where you come from. But regardless of that, what really matters is what you stand for now. And I believe you have proven that to yourself. And you are willing to accept any fault in that which you do. That is quite honorable. And the honor comes from your actions. People may distrust you, seeing what you are, considering that army that is now killing everything in its path shares quite the likeness to you. But the way that you will change their opinions is through your actions, and by showing that you are a champion of good.
Thank you.
Thank all of you. For I don't think we will survive the coming months if this group had not been brought together.
Are you okay, Sebastian?
I am fine.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, well. I will not hold you up any longer.
Thank you for waking us up.
It's what I do. He then takes a bow and leaves the room.
I'm gonna sit on the couch in the room.
And Temin's heading out.
Yes, he'll just make a note to everyone. I'm going to speak to Julius for a bit.
Okay.
Your time.
Temin takes his leave to the garden.
Phoebe definitely doesn't want to be alone, so she's just kind of hanging out with everyone.
I think at this point, Ko's probably like push his chair back a little bit so he can lean onto the table. He's kind of just staring aimlessly.
Well, Larasi puts his cup down. He could have filled this up before he left.
Don't say that too loudly, he might hear you.
Oh. Yes, that's what we need. A good laugh.
God has died. This is so much bigger than we thought it was, isn't it?
I was told that it would be, but I didn't want to believe it.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter what you believe in. Things are gonna happen, right?
They will not happen like that. I won't let it.
I'm not scared, Phoebe.
It's not about fear.
And it's not about me.
No.
I'll just pat her head. I'll pat her head. No more words. No more words.
We'll be getting more words, just not right now.
I'm gonna look up at Ko.
What concerns me most of all is our connection to all of this. I'm not from here. It's unlikely that Temin's from here. You two have your destinies and origins that are all different. So, how is it we all fit together? And why? Even more so, why is a god dead? And why has such a death rippled in a way where, well, as far as I've known, we Kalistar have been separated from the dreaming realm for a long time, to the capacity in which we cannot dream. So the impact of something this massive that would affect myself and Larasi, well, the magnitude of what we're dealing with is what's concerning me now.
I guess it's safe to say that we can stop calling it a dream. Maybe it wasn't that at all. Maybe it's a message from the gods.
Things might work differently here than we're used to, Ko.
That is also true. Which just adds to the list of things that we should be more aware of. Huh. He just like rests his head back down. Just like, oh fuck. I just had my first dream/nightmare, like proper one. This is wild, y'all.
Well, in my research of this land of toil, perhaps this was fate. It's a much more tangible thing here than back in Eberron. They even have a goddess who attained fate. The portfolio, as he said, of fate. The Raven Queen, they call her. Maybe I should do some more research into her. You know, she killed other gods. Perhaps this happened when she did that as well.
Huh. Well, where do we go from now?
I think we should stay here and continue our plan in the morning. But we need to diffuse ourselves, because going out there with all this emotional baggage right away will benefit no one.
Agree.
We have a plan. We can't fight an army alone. We have to trust what we're doing.
Out in the garden, in the newly made shrine to Julius. Temin?
Temin's just sitting before the grave marker, telling Julius about the dream that he just had, holding the greatsword, and looking to the tomb, or the gravestone, and back to his chest where the East Wind Battalion mark is, puts his hand over it, thinking about the Bane mark that he had saw. Julius, I saw what I could have become. I saw the others. They died. As I pull my hand away, just bits of black smoke come out of it. I think I was meant to embrace even the worst parts of me. And you gave me this choice. But now that I realize that they are going to come for us, that the Warforged are all bound to Bane. And I look down. I think I must commune with him. I do not need to agree, but I need to know where they are headed. to draw upon my strength, both new and old. And our old friend. Your old steed, Julius. They said something about a god being killed. But I do not understand. I just know that I do not want my friends to be killed. I guess I don't really need to ask you, Julius. But I just wanted to tell an old friend that we'll be on our way. And please, watch over the others. And I'm gonna walk back towards the estate.
As you get up, a small morning breeze rustles the leaves and the grass, and you head back to the estate. And I believe that will be where we conclude tonight's episode of Fancie's Fables.
Oh, boy, 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 boy.
Let's bring it up with the jokes then. Sorry for that heaviness.
Yeah, bring us out, Timon.
Okay. What do you call a grave cleric who is also well practiced in the use of polearms?
A
Grave digger?
grave cleric, well practiced with polearms. What?
A glaive cleric.
Oh my god.
I'm too traumatized for this shit.
A glaive cleric.
Oh my god. Well, we're not thinking about that really sad thing now.
No, we're not.
Oh my.
You're welcome, everybody.
Ooh.
Welcome back to the campaign.
What
Yeah,
a way to
welcome
come
back to
back.
emotions.
Holy shit.
No.
Emotional damage.
mean, oh my god.
Not one dice roll, not one spell attack. Emotional
And
damage.
Xavier's like, "Hey, you new here? Let me show you real quick everything they're going through. Also, if you're not new here, do you remember the trauma? Because I remember the trauma. Also,
Remember
if
that
you're-
trauma? Let me fish it out for you.
Also, are you a player? Well, get ready.
You eat noodles?
Llama llama.
Yes, so good to recap on those things. It just goes to show how much we've already been through with this party. And I am just so excited for us to continue to move forward with this campaign. And a god died?
Yo! Like,
That's where Cole's mind is right now. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
a god died, Phoebe went, oh shit. Like, she knows how bad that, well, obviously, it's a fucking god. But you know what I mean.
What if it was a bad god?
The
It's
magnet,
still a god!
but a
The
god died.
balance!
And with our luck, the way things are happening in the world, these two things are not unrelated. They have to be related because that's our luck. We have to, like, we're part of this now.
So,
I mean-
something I should remind you all of, as players, that your characters would know. That meeting that you had with the Lord's Alliance, that elf was still alive that you had saved from Tirith Island, where the first stone was taken. And he informed all of you that in the beginning there were four gods. There were four gods. Each one had a domain. 2 of the gods joined together, and there were 3 god stones. One of the god stones, that was the combined stone, has already been taken by your enemies. That was at the top of Tirith Island. Those gods have had their dominions, or as they're known now, portfolios, split up over time to new gods. And that was all explained in part of that meeting. So just to refresh all the viewers and the players as well, that is knowledge that you have.
Hope is typing very dramatically. Taking the notes.
I am! Oh, this is wild!
Well,
now that it's an open seat, maybe we could just vote in Steebass.
Not Seabass.
Also, Sebastian, yeah.
he's just
How
one
do
hell
we
of a
know he's not
butler. What can I tell you?
Not just a god in
He's-
hiding.
he's
Disguise
a-
self. Hey, what's up?
Who
Lying
feeds
bitch.
best when you have a Sebastian?
That's
Sebastian.
true. Best isn't in this campaign. He's been replaced by
Or-
Sebastian.
Or Sebastian is best after Best ascended to godhood.
Ooh.
I know, thought that you so sus at him.
That's
Godly
why
best.
you don't see him cook, because he doesn't want what happened to him in his living life happen to him in his dead life when his recipe got stolen.
Everybody
Yeah,
steals
that's
his
true.
recipe
Stolen.
that he stole fair and square.
So,
yes.
so Sebastian is his avatar, and Bess is already in godhood.
Yep.
Alright?
Yep.
Boom.
Mystery solved.
Oh shit! What if? Never mind.
And if all
Never
of
mind.
this is confusing you, just continue to tune in on Wednesday nights here on Twitch.
And maybe never again on YouTube. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe
We'll
some
see how
point
it
on YouTube. You know, we'll see what happens. But
At least
regardless,
the content's here.
regardless, yes, you can get us guaranteed. Check the Twitter if you're not following the Twitter, ! Socials.
Guys, I'm even following the Twitter, and I don't use Twitter.
Go follow that Twitter.
What's
You'll get
Twitter?
updates
Gotta
on
follow
when
it.
we go live, so you never miss an episode
Follow the
here on
Twitter.
Twitch. Unless anyone else has anything to say.
My therapist will bill you.
All right. Well,
Is that
I hope
Phoebe's therapist or your therapist? 'Cause
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
with that, we will see you all back here next week for the next episode of Fancy's Fables. Until then, have a great night.
Until next time.
And
Don't
And-
forget, that's the wrong screen. That's the wrong screen. And don't forget, stay fancy.
there it is. He said the thing. He said the thing.
Yes. There we go.
He said the thing.